All right. So as always, if you all enjoy this video, then please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this. So today is fourth day of the semester. I'm actually not done with the day yet. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to be driving back over to Park so that I can walk to my lab. It's not really a lab. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching some movies for my American film class that I'm taking this semester. So far, I have not had a good day, and that was just because of a bad interaction I had on a dating app earlier today. But a good thing did come out of it, because now I've finally deleted every dating app. I no longer have any dating apps on my phone. I guess maybe like the Facebook dating function still sort of counts, but also not really, because, you know, Facebook isn't a dating app, and I guess I'm not actually sure if I can disable the dating section. I have no idea, but if I can, then I will definitely do it. But other than, I mean, if you don't count that, then I have deleted every dating app, and I just, you know, gonna wait naturally to find the one. Is that one? You know, yeah, the interaction, it just made me, I mean, even right now, I still feel sick to my stomach over how bad it was. I'm just, you know, I feel like I need to talk to somebody about it, but then, like, I don't have anybody to talk to right now. Both of my parents are at work. I don't have any friends that I can talk to it about. I'm supposed to be having my first therapy session next week. I think that's what I remember. Like, I think it'd be on Tuesday. I don't remember what time though. I really hope they send me an email saying that when I'm gonna have what time my meeting is, like at least a day before, hopefully. So anyway, what time it is. Aside from that, today was stage management and obviously a history of American film. Today in stage management, we talked a lot about, or the whole class, we talked about all the characteristics that make a good and a great stage manager. We talked about things like, you know, I remember the whole thing, but there was probably a list of like 15. Honestly, it was. So first he had us write down 3 things. So what he did was he had us imagine that we were a producer looking to hire a stage manager for our theater company. And he said, what three qualities do you look for in a person to be your number one stage manager? And the 3 that I put down were approachable, trustworthy, and responsible. A bunch of people put down a bunch of others. And they ran a ranking. So approachable is most important, then trustworthy, then responsible. I put approachable first because the way that I thought about it was, if the stage manager is not approachable, if a cast member or a crew member or even someone on the design team is too intimidated or scared of the stage manager to approach them and talk about an issue that they have, then that causes problems for everything. Because the stage manager, the way my professor describes it, the stage manager is the glue that holds every other part of the show together. A show cannot run effectively if there is no stage manager, or even if the stage manager is doing a bad job. So I picked approachable because if people are too scared to talk to the stage manager and they feel like they can't come to the stage manager with those problems, then the problems won't get solved in a very easy way, if they get solved at all. After that was trustworthy. You have to be able to trust your stage manager, which goes back to the approachable kind of thing. If you don't feel like you can trust your stage manager with what you're going to be asking them, then you're not going to go talk to them. And then, once again, since the stage manager is the mediator that communicates all the problems between all the different parts of the process, then that person has to be able to be trusted with that information and actually deliver messages from other people to other people in a good way, in a good, concise, clear, regular way. then after that I put responsible. Stage managers have to do a ton of paperwork. Like enough to make you scared to be a stage manager, like enough to make you scared to have that job. And then so they have to be responsible. And so yeah, being responsible means having good time management skills and being organized and getting that stuff done on time, or really getting that stuff done early. The stage manager is the first person in the theater and they're the last one to leave. Oftentimes the stage manager is the one who has the keys for the theater, and they're the ones who unlock and lock the doors most of the time. And so that goes back into the trustworthy kind of thing. But the person has to be responsible. They have to be mature. You can't you cannot trust the responsibilities of a lead stage manager to a child, or to somebody who's immature, or to somebody who, straight up doesn't know how to do it. And so, hearing the lecture today, it really motivated me to maybe try stage managing, because I've had professors in the past tell me that I give off the energy that a stage manager gives, but at the same time I've never done stage managing in my life. It's the same with directing. I have a professor who thinks that I would be an amazing director. The only problem is that I have never ever directed anything, not even close. I can give you great ideas, I can give great suggestions, but I have never actually sat in the chair and worn the hat that says that I'm a director. I would love to give it a try. I'm sure it would be pretty easy. I know how to do it. It's just actually doing it. Like says, the experience of being a director is way more valuable than anything that I could ever learn from a book or being taught in a classroom. It's the same way that I feel about acting. One of my professors said that I will learn more about acting and about the business and just about every position in the theater working professionally for 2 years than I will ever learn in a classroom or at a school. And so that's why, so the best way to get good at it is to just do it and learn from it. So I'd love to be a stage manager. I'd love to be a director. It's just putting myself out there to try and do that thing right now. But I can't focus on doing those things as well right now, because I'm already assistant sound designer for the show that we're doing next here at my university. And so after that was History of American Film. Another chill day. We were supposed to do a reading from our textbook. It's a really small, pocket-sized book called Hollywood. The book is literally called Hollywood. It's really small. I can't remember who the author is exactly, but we had 18 pages of reading. It was the entire first chapter. And so, but since the book is so small, the pages are really small, so it really wasn't that much actually, which is nice. We talked about how film originally started, what the very beginning origins of movies are, or what film is. And we talked about how it evolved from photography, because the way my professor described it is that when you take a photo of somebody, photos, they kind of give off this feeling of death, sort of, maybe. And so seeing this photo of this person who's, the famous quote is that this person has been stopped in the flow of life when they're immortalized in a picture form. And so a lot more people at the time wanted to see their loved ones animated in moving pictures. And so there was a desire to have something like that, and that's where film started to begin. When he asked us where we thought film originated from, I said France, because years ago I saw a movie about the origins of comedy films, and the first ever comedy film that was ever made was a French movie. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember there's a scene of these people dancing around a table, and one guy's a big fat clown, and another was a woman, and they're tumbling and falling all over the place, and it was honestly ridiculous. Especially since, I don't know if it was a silent movie, but it probably was for the time. So yeah, we learned about Thomas Edison made the designs for the first American film camera, but he didn't actually create the camera and put the designs together. He just took the credit for it. And then they also made this thing where it had the word black in its name. It was a moving, it was a spinning studio. And the reason why it spun was that it could follow, was so that it could follow the direction of the sun, because back then you needed a ton of light to capture the movies. These short 1 minute films, they were only 1 minute long. In order to capture these short 1 minute films, they needed a ton of light. It's kind of like slow motion nowadays. Whenever you want to capture something in slow motion, you have to have like insane amounts of light, because the slow-mo darkens everything. And so beyond that, so the thing would spin because it would follow the sun, basically. And so the roof was also retractable so that they could let the sun in during like around the noon hours, to let even more light in. And one of the film pieces that we saw during his PowerPoint was Annie, the famous female sharpshooter. I think her name was Annie Oakley, where she was performing her act or something, whatever it was he said in the video, where she was just shooting, and they were capturing it on film. And this is like one of the first things. This is like the first one ever done in history, and it was really cool and exciting. And so today, in a few minutes from now, I'm going to drive back so I can park, so that I can walk over to the classroom, because then we're going to watch a bunch of those other 1 minute films and talk about them. And so it should be really fun. So, and you guys will probably get a video tomorrow where I talk about that, what that is going to be like. So, but yep, that was the 4th day of the semester. So if you all enjoyed this video, then please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this in the future. Whenever you all do that for me, helps me stay motivated to make more content for you all in the future. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, bye!